On her birthday, my wife whispered, "I have a secret I've been keeping from you." I said, "Me too." Then I revealed I'd known about her affair for 6 months and had been documenting everything. Her birthday gift from my lawyer was original post. I, 38 male, have been married to my wife for 9 years. We have 2 kids together, a 7-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. I thought we had a good marriage. Not perfect, but solid. We'd been through tough times, built a life together, bought a house, raised our kids. I genuinely believed we were partners. 6 months ago, I found out I was wrong. It started with something small. She'd been protective of her phone lately, always face down, always on silent. I didn't think much of it at first. People are allowed privacy, even in marriage. But then I noticed the late nights, working, the sudden interest in her appearance, the gym membership she never actually used but was somehow always at. One night, in April, she fell asleep on the couch while I was putting the kids to bed. Her phone lit up with a notification. I wasn't snooping, it was just right there, screen facing up for once. The preview showed a text from someone saved as work, conference planning, can't stop thinking about last night. When can I see you again? My world collapsed in about 3 seconds. I didn't wake her up, didn't confront her, didn't do anything dramatic. I just stood there, staring at that phone, feeling like someone had reached into my chest and squeezed. Here's what I did instead. I went to bed, lay awake until 4 a.m., and then I made a decision. I wasn't going to react emotionally. I was going to be smart. The next morning, I contacted a divorce attorney, explained the situation, asked what I needed to do to protect myself and my kids. He gave me a checklist. Document everything. Don't confront her yet. Don't move out of the house. Don't do anything that could be used against me later. He also told me something important. My state considers adultery in divorce proceedings. It doesn't guarantee anything, but documented proof of an affair can influence custody arrangements and asset division. So for 6 months, I documented. I'm not proud of some of the methods. I put a voice-activated recorder in her car, legal in my state since I co-own the vehicle. I checked phone records through her family plan. I noted every late work night and cross-referenced it with her actual schedule, which I could see through a shared Google Calendar she'd forgotten to unshare. I even hired a private investigator for 2 weeks when I needed concrete photographic evidence. The affair was with her coworker, mid-level manager at her company. Married himself, 2 kids of his own. They'd been meeting at hotels during business trips, having lunches that lasted 3 hours, and apparently using our minivan for some activities I won't describe because I'm still not over reading the PI's report. 6 months of watching my wife lie to my face every single day. 6 months of her kissing me goodbye in the morning after spending the night texting him. 6 months of her telling the kids, "Mommy loves Daddy so much," while planning her next hotel rendezvous. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal. It was the acting, pretending everything was normal. Going to her sister's house for dinner and smiling. Attending couples' friends' barbecues. Sleeping next to her every night knowing what I knew. But I did it because my lawyer said the longer the documentation period, the stronger my case. Because I needed time to get my finances in order. Because I wanted to make sure when this all came out that I was standing on solid ground. Her birthday was last Saturday, October 12th. She'd been planning a small dinner party, just close family and a few friends. I've been planning something different. That morning, she woke up glowing. I made her breakfast in bed, French toast, her favorite. She smiled at me like I was the best husband in the world. The irony was suffocating. "I have a secret I've been keeping from you," she whispered after the kids ran off to play. She had this nervous, excited look on her face. My heart actually stopped for a second. I thought, maybe she's going to confess. Maybe this is where she comes clean and we can actually have an honest conversation. "Me too," I said. She laughed. "You first." "No, you." She took a breath. "I got promoted. They're making me regional director. It comes with a huge raise and—" She paused, building the drama. A corner office. Not a confession. A celebration of her career advancement. The career she'd been building while also building a relationship with her coworker. The promotion she probably earned, at least partially, by being so close to the decision makers in her department. "Congratulations," I said, keeping my voice steady. That's huge. Now what's your secret? I reached over my nightstand and pulled out a manila envelope. Handed it to her. What's this? Your birthday present. From my lawyer. The color drained from her face before she even opened it. She knew. In that moment, looking at that envelope, she knew exactly what was inside. Divorce papers, along with a summary of evidence compiled over 6 months. Timestamped photos, phone records, hotel receipts found in her business expense folder, a statement from the private investigator. Everything organized, documented, and devastating. Happy birthday, I said. Then I got up and went to check on the kids. The party that evening did not happen as planned. I'll update with what came next, but right now I need to step away from this for a bit. Writing it out is harder than I expected. Update 1, day 4. So the fallout has been a lot. Let me walk through what happened after I handed her those papers. She didn't cry at first, just sat there on the bed, flipping through the documentation, her face cycling through shock, fear, and this is the part that still gets me, anger. Not guilt, not remorse, anger. You've been spying on me? I've been documenting your affair. There's a difference. This is a violation of my privacy. You put a recorder in our car, legally, and you've been violating our marriage vows for 8 months. So I think we're past the point of privacy concerns. She tried to turn it around on me, said I was controlling, said this proved I was the real problem in our marriage, said if I'd been a better husband, she wouldn't have needed to find comfort elsewhere. I prepared for this. My therapist, I've been seeing one for the past 4 months, warned me she might Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. Classic cheater playbook. The papers are pretty straightforward, I said. I'm asking for 50-50 custody, fair division of assets, and the house. Given the documentation of your affair and the fact that it was conducted during time you claimed to be with the kids, I think that's reasonable. You're not getting this house. I'm not losing my home because you can't handle that I had a moment of weakness. 8 months isn't a moment. You don't know what it's like. You're always working, always tired, always somewhere else mentally. He made me feel seen. He's also married with 2 kids. Does his wife feel seen too? She went quiet at that. I don't think she considered or cared about the other family she was helping destroy. The birthday party was officially canceled. She called her sister, crying, and within an hour, her entire family knew. Except they didn't know the full story. Her version was that I'd ambush her with divorce papers on her birthday because I was cold and calculating and couldn't let her have one happy day. Her mother called me that evening. How could you do this to her? On her birthday? What kind of man are you? The kind who found out his wife has been sleeping with her co-worker for 8 months. Did she mention that part? Silence. Then, that's not what she said. I'm sure it isn't. Her family's attitude shifted after that. Not completely. Blood is thicker than truth for some people, but enough that the unified front against me started showing cracks. Day 2, she tried a different approach. Came to me crying, apologizing, begging for another chance. Said she'd end it with the affair partner immediately, so we could go to counseling. Said she'd do anything. You've had 8 months to make a different choice, I said. You made the same choice every single day. I'm not interested in being your backup plan after you got caught. I love you. I love our family. Please don't destroy everything because I made a mistake. You didn't make a mistake. You made hundreds of decisions. Every text, every hotel booking, every lie. Those aren't mistakes. Those are choices. She left the room sobbing. Part of me felt like a monster. A smaller, angrier part felt vindicated. Mostly, I just felt tired. Day 3, the affair partner's wife contacted me. She got my number from, I'm not sure where. Apparently, my wife's affair partner had also been served with papers. His wife found out from him. He confessed the night my wife called him in a panic. I just wanted to thank you, she said, her voice hollow, for telling me, in a roundabout way. I'm sorry you're going through this too. How long did you know before you told her? 6 months. She laughed, but it wasn't funny. You're a patient man. I would have burned everything down the first week. I thought about it, but I have kids. I needed to be strategic, not emotional. Smart. I wish I'd had that chance. We talked for about 20 minutes. Two strangers bonded by the same betrayal. She's filing for divorce too. He's apparently not contesting it, just wants to make things right with minimal drama. Funny how cheaters always want minimal drama once they're caught. Day 4. Today, my wife's lawyer sent a response to my initial filing. She's contesting everything. Wants primary custody. Wants the house. Wants spousal support. Claims my surveillance was abusive and that she felt unsafe in a marriage. My lawyer says this is standard. The first response is always aggressive. Reality sets in during discovery when all that documentation gets entered into the record. I'm not naive. I know divorce is about to get expensive and ugly. I know I might not get everything I'm asking for. But I also know that I have 6 months of evidence, a clear timeline, and the moral high ground. More updates as this develops. Update 2, Day 18. Things have escalated significantly. Buckle up. Day 7. My wife moved her affair partner into the conversation. Not into the house. She's not that brazen, but into the narrative. She started telling people they were in love and that their relationship was real, not just some fling. That I had emotionally abandoned her years ago and she'd found someone who actually appreciated her. The affair partner, meanwhile, is trying to save his own marriage. His wife told me he's been sleeping in his car and sending daily apology texts. He's thrown my wife completely under the bus, told everyone she pursued him that he was vulnerable and she took advantage. Classy guy. So now my wife is stuck. The man she blew up 2 families for is publicly distancing himself from her. And she's too deep into the we're soulmates narrative to walk it back. Day 10. She tried a new tactic. Told our 7-year-old daughter that Daddy is making Mommy move away, and that's why we were fighting. My daughter came to me crying, asking why I was being mean to Mommy. I handled it carefully. Didn't badmouth her mother. Just said that sometimes grown-ups have problems they need to work out, and no matter what, Mommy and Daddy both love her and her brother very much. Then I documented the conversation and sent it to my lawyer. Parental alienation is taken seriously by family courts. My lawyer says this incident, combined with other documented attempts to turn the kids against me, could significantly impact custody arrangements. Day 12. Her lawyer requested a temporary custody arrangement while the divorce is pending. She wanted primary custody with me, getting every other weekend. Her argument was that I work long hours, and she's been the primary caregiver. The irony of a woman who spent 8 months sneaking off to hotels claiming to be the primary caregiver was not lost on anyone. My lawyer submitted a counterproposal with my documentation of every late work night. That was actually an affair meeting. Every weekend, she claimed to be at a work conference, but was actually at a boutique hotel 40 minutes away. Every time she told me she was picking up the kids, but actually had her mother do it, so she could have an extra hour with her boyfriend. The judge granted 50-50 temporary custody, pending final proceedings. My wife was furious. Called me that night from her sister's house, where she's been staying. You're trying to take my children from me. I'm trying to share custody of our children. You know, the ones you lied to for 8 months while prioritizing your affair. I'm their mother, and I'm their father, who was actually present while you were at the Marriott. You're going to regret this. I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of man you really are. Go ahead. I have documentation. What do you have? She hung up. Day 15. The financial discovery process started. This is where my months of preparation really paid off. During the affair, my wife had been spending money, our money, on things I hadn't noticed at the time. Victoria's Secret purchases she never wore at home. Restaurant bills for 2 at places we'd never been together. A $400 hotel charge she'd explained as a work booking error that got refunded. Spoiler, it didn't get refunded. My lawyer compiled it all. Nearly $6,000 in marital funds spent on the affair over 8 months. In my state, that money can be considered dissipation of marital assets and factored into the final settlement. Her lawyer tried to argue that my PI expenses, about $3,200, should also count as dissipation. My lawyer pointed out that those were reasonable investigation expenses to document marital misconduct, which is a legitimate legal purpose. The argument didn't go far. Day 18. Today, we had our first mediation session. She showed up looking polished, professional, ready to fight. Her lawyer came out swinging with the surveillance equals abuse angle again. My lawyer calmly presented the timeline. Every lie documented. Every hotel visit photographed. Every text logged. The mediator's expression shifted noticeably as the evidence accumulated. The session ended without resolution, but her lawyer pulled her aside for what looked like a very serious conversation. I'm guessing she's being advised to adjust her expectations. After mediation, she caught me in the parking lot. Are you happy? Is this what you wanted? To humiliate me in front of strangers. I wanted a faithful wife. That didn't work out. Now I want a fair divorce. This isn't fair. You ambushed me on my birthday. You've been spying on me for months. You're making me look like the villain. You had an 8-month affair. You're not being made to look like anything. You're being revealed. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. Why can't you just forgive me and move on? Because you're not sorry you did it. You're sorry you got caught. Those are different things. She didn't have a response to that. Just got in her car and left. I'm meeting with my lawyer next week to discuss settlement options. I'll update when there's more to report. Update 3. Final, day 45. It's done. Divorce finalized yesterday. Here's how it ended. After the first mediation, her lawyer apparently had a come-to-Jesus conversation with her about the strength of my evidence. The surveillance equals abuse argument wasn't going anywhere. The documented affair, the financial dissipation, the parental alienation attempt, it all added up to a very weak position for her. Day 25, she made a settlement offer. Wanted 60-40 custody in her favor, the house, and $2,000 monthly in spousal support for 5 years. My lawyer laughed out loud when she read it. We countered, 50-50 custody, I keep the house and buy out her equity stake, no spousal support since she makes nearly the same salary I do, and she reimburses half the documented affair expenses from her share of marital assets. She rejected it, called me vindictive and punitive. Day 30, second mediation. Her affair partner's divorce had finalized by then. He got wrecked, lost his house, only sees his kids every other weekend, paying significant spousal support. His wife had hired a shark of a lawyer and showed no mercy. I think that scared my wife. She realized this could go very badly for her if we went to trial. Day 35, new settlement offer from her side. 50-50 custody. She gets to keep her retirement accounts. I keep the house and buy out her equity. No spousal support either direction. We split remaining assets down the middle. It wasn't everything I wanted. I still think she should have had to reimburse the affair expenses. But my lawyer pointed out that we'd already be spending another $15,000 to $20,000 in legal fees if we went to trial, with no guarantee of a significantly better outcome. I took the deal. Day 45, yesterday, we signed the final papers. 9 years of marriage, 2 kids, 1 house, 8 months of betrayal, and 6 months of documentation, all reduced to signatures on a legal document. She didn't look at me during the signing. Afterward, when her lawyer stepped out, she said, I hope you're satisfied. Satisfied isn't the word I'd use. Then what? Done. I'm done. I never wanted this. I never wanted to hurt you. And yet you chose to hurt me every single day for 8 months. Funny how that works. You'll never understand what I was going through. You're right. I won't, because I wouldn't have done what you did. When things got hard, I showed up for our family. You showed up for hotel rooms. She left after that. I sat in the conference room alone for a few minutes, just breathing. The house is mine. The kids are with me this week. We're doing the 50-50 schedule starting now. I'm sleeping in what used to be our bedroom, which still feels strange, but I'm getting used to it. She's renting an apartment about 15 minutes away. Close enough for easy custody exchanges, far enough that I don't have to see her every day. We communicate only through a co-parenting app that timestamps everything. My lawyer's recommendation. The affair partner, from what I've heard through the grapevine, moved out of state. His ex-wife got the house in primary custody. He and my wife don't talk anymore. Apparently soulmates is a lot less appealing when it comes with child support payments and a 1-bedroom apartment. My kids are adjusting. They don't understand everything yet, and I'm not going to explain it until they're older. For now, they just know that mommy and daddy aren't living together anymore, but both love them very much. That's enough for now. As for me, I'm tired. Relieved, but tired. 6 months of pretending, weeks of legal battles, a decade of life rearranged. It takes a toll. Some people have asked if I regret how I handled it. The birthday reveal feels dramatic in retrospect, maybe even cruel. But honestly, she'd been lying to my face for 8 months while I made her breakfast and helped with the kids and played the role of devoted husband. She'd been planning her birthday celebration while texting another man. The reveal wasn't about cruelty. It was about symmetry. She wanted to celebrate? Fine. I gave her something to remember. I don't feel victorious. I don't feel like I won. Divorce isn't winning. It's just ending. But I feel like I handled an impossible situation with as much strategic thinking as I could manage. I protected my kids. I protected my assets. I got out with my self-respect intact. That's going to have to be enough. Thanks for reading, everyone. If you're going through something similar, here's my advice. Document everything, get a lawyer, and remember that you're allowed to be smart about this. Emotion is valid, but strategy is what protects you. Take care of yourselves.